knew I wanted to make it productive. And I spent the whole day in my garden, downstairs in the yard, fixing plants, transplanting, watering, chipping away, and it took me all day. Generally, I do several hours, but today I just decided to not give up, to not stop short. And I had very little help from my kids. They pretty much had the day on their own. Just come down to, ask permission on what to eat and so on and back up. And whenever I needed a little bit more manpower, I would say, hey, call one of them to come help. But, it just kind of hits me on that's the way it is with God, that He spends all the time that it takes on us. We have our issues, some of us, have different faults. Some of us, I look at my plants, some of them were dry, some of them just needed water, some of them needed more than that. There are some that pretty much got a whole lot of stuff that needs fixing. And but it was just like interesting. And I come into my car and it's at this song by Sandy Patty. It says "When I Heal," and I think it's very appropriate because like I finished doing what I had to do and water them, and I was just thinking like, yeah, everybody is pretty okay at this point. Everybody is set and ready to continue healing, to continue in a position now that they can flourish. And the thing is that some of them I had to cut away parts. There's some of them that I had to pretty much uproot them. And I remember looking at one of them and thinking that, it was getting kind of dry. And thinking to myself, if I was this plant, I'd be wondering like, what on earth is she doing? Like, she just took me out of my pot and just have me out here on the concrete. I don't know what she's doing, but I'm thinking that when I put him back in the pot, it's a different pot, and that's probably like, what is going on? But then all the rich soil, because I do compost, and I use most of the compost for those that I was transplanting, and I was just thinking to myself like, amazing, as a plant, when they started feeling the nutrients and the moisture and everything, be like, hey, yeah. And that's how it is with us and God. Many times He has to take us out from where we are, and sometimes that in between space is, kind of precarious, and we're wondering what is going on, because there are a lot of things in my life that I'm at that place where I'm wondering what is going on. But then I'm pretty sure I'm feeling it in my spirit, because I was talking to Him, I was talking to the plants, and then I was talking to God, and I was just thinking like, yeah, there's just so much that you're teaching me today, simply by just letting me stay down here and do this. And and I begin to just reflect on His hand of goodness and molding in different areas, and just be like, so if you're there, remember He is a gardener. I'm thinking of the Garden of Eden was, like, wow. So He's a gardener, and that's what He is. We are His, and yeah, He's doing it. So don't be afraid. You might be on the cold concrete, the concrete dry, or you might be, somewhere halfway in between, but it's okay. God's got you. Life has got you. It's going to get better. Have an awesome rest of the day.